Imagine a world without signs, without symbols, without images. How would we know where to go, what to do, or even how to feel? In a world overflowing with information, visuals help us see, feel, and understand messages fast and clear. This is the power of visual communication. In our daily lives, whether at school, on social media, watching advertisements, or even while walking the street, we encounter messages delivered through visuals. Visual communication is the transmission of information and ideas using visual elements. These can include images, symbols, colors, typography, graphics, charts, videos, and more. Our brains process visuals faster than text, making visual communication an effective way to simplify complex information and make it more memorable. Next, we'll discuss why visual communication is important and how it's applied effectively in everyday settings.
In our previous slide, we already know the introduction and definition of visual communication. Now let's move on to the importance. So, visual communication also makes information easier to understand and grabs attention quickly, improves memory and retention, supports learning and education, and expresses emotion and creativity. So each of that statement I mentioned earlier has its own purpose depending on the visual context or image. So visual communication is important because it helps people to understand quickly and easily. It grabs attention, improves memory and creative, such as like drawing or creating some PowerPoint, such like that.
Examples of visual communication.
We often see this poster, particularly in fast food restos. So this means that after eating or even while cooking or doing any task, you should tidy up, throw away trash, and wipe up spills as you go, instead of waiting until you're finished. So the small broom icon reinforces the message of cleaning. The goal is to keep the area clean at all times.
This is example of visual communication. Heat index. The heat index tells us how hot it feels by combining temperature and humidity. At first, it was just a number used by scientists, but most people didn't understand what it meant. So it became visual communication through color-coded maps, icons, and warning graphics. The heat index became easy to read and help people take action during extreme heat. Today, it's used in weather apps, TV reports, and public safety messages to quickly show danger levels and save lives.
So, the next example is this illustration, which shows the side of a person's head filled with roads, cars, and traffic signs. At first glance, it may look like a simple traffic map, but it actually represents what's happening inside the person's mind. The roads represents different thoughts going in many directions. The cars represent things the person is thinking or worrying about, like homeworks, deadlines, or personal problems. The signs like stop or turn show how the person might feel stuck, confused, or unsure about what to do next. So even though without using any words, the picture gives us clear message that the person's mind is busy and overwhelmed, just like traffic during rush hour. So this illustration helps us understand what someone might be feeling by just looking at it. It clearly shows that visual communication can effectively express feelings and ideas even without using any text.
That's all. Thank you for watching.